What is up, Sag? This is your general timeless reading. So if you're watching this, this is for you. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't force it to fit. Let's see what we got going on for you, Sag. Um, I feel a lot of career for you and higher consciousness. Um, Sag, you are very intuitive. You're actually one of the more intuitive signs in the zodiacs. I feel like there's someone in your life. So when I have someone and they show me them circling around the energy I'm focusing on, tells me that it's not the priority right now for your focus, but it is it feels irritating. Like not that they're irritating, but like the presence of it is almost like I can't deal with this right now. Like this is not that important. I have other things I need to focus on. I feel like your career and your health are really highlighted for you right now. I think you're just getting worn out. Yeah, cornucopia, which is abundance. Um, I keep seeing you give somebody the stiff arm. Like, no, I don't want you here. And it's very it's frustrating. It's a frustrating energy. I feel like this is what the universe is trying to bring you. Anxiety in reverse. Whoever this is, they gotta go. They gotta go. They have to go. No, this is, I don't like it. Yeah, hostilities. Yeah, good. Okay. And broken heart. You're gonna you're gonna get to this place of realizing, like, listen, like as much as I love you, like I cannot carry all that you are bringing onto my plate because my plate is full with my own things and I only have so much space on my plate. And I feel like they're trying to take it up and they just can't. They can't. They're not allowed to. You're not going to let them. There are going to be some hurt feelings about this, but you know that something so great is trying to come to you, and you're learning how to set like really stern boundaries. I want to see their energy. It's very, ooh, I don't know. Do I want to see it? It feels the sun. Okay, interesting. I heard entitlement with this, and then the second chakra. Yeah, it's in reverse, sacral. I think that they have so much love and so much hope and like so much positivity around this relationship. They're getting a little too attached. And so this is like codependency when you have the sacral imbalanced or in reverse. I don't think they're aware of the value and having a deep relationship with themselves. They're very focused on the external, which is why we have the man holding the heart in reverse, followed by yin and yang, followed by contract. So lots of theme of balance, right? Because this feels very masculine. Like I want to focus on my work. I have things I got to get done. That's very progressive, right? And so I feel like they are like, well, you're focusing on things other than me. It's triggering my insecurity. I'm becoming anxious. I feel like you're pulling away. But really, what they're feeling is you want to focus your energy elsewhere, not solely on them. And so it's triggering them because they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I don't want to lose it. And they cling on. Okay. So that's an imbalanced sacral. And then with the yin yang and contract, obviously it speaks to finding the balance of giving and receiving, of the ebb and flow of the individual and the partnership, right? Interdependence, not codependence. Um, it's finding that balance again. So let's dive. Let's dive deeper. I want to use Tarot Royale for you. This is Energy Oracle, by the way. Sag. Sag, they show me taking I call them like attachments, like off my back. This tells me that this relationship really weighs on you. When I have things around the neck and the shoulders, it tells me that it's very heavy. It's a very heavy energy. Tell me about cornucopia, please, Spirit. You know that you could have a very prosperous and a very fulfilling relationship with this person, and you probably already do. You know that they're very reliable, they're very loyal, they're very giving. They're a Queen of Pentacles, and with the High Priestess there, they're also very intuitive. I like them in this form, right? When they're in this very stable, confident, secure energy. When they're in their anxiety, it's a little claustrophobic. Not for it. Let's look at anxiety. Yeah. I don't like it. It's the feminine energy again. And they're not seeing it clearly. They're getting kind of like sharp tongued. So this person, it might be a lot of like arguing or like passive aggressive jabs, it feels like they're getting upset that they're not getting this attention. My ears are ringing. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Don't isolate. Don't isolate from them. I know it's overwhelming, but this is not you both needing space, even though I could feel you stiff arming them. That makes them want to cling even more because they don't want to lose the relationship. If you two just like had open, vulnerable conversation, this would probably resolve very quickly. I think that that's, let's see. Yeah, Ace of Wands. You're so focused on your career, and that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, but that's what I'm saying. Like this open conversation of like, hey, like I'm focused on my career. I really want to grow here. We're in partnership. Like if we're aiming to have a lifelong partnership, there's going to be times where I'm more focused on this than I am the partnership, because certain things we got to give our energy to certain places to achieve goals. It doesn't mean you're not important to me though, but we're in an ebb, and eventually we'll start flowing again. We just got to acclimate to this new chapter, right? There's very healthy ways to express this and to ease someone's anxiety and fear. It's like, hey, I want you, I love you, but I really want to achieve this goal. So yes, I'm giving some more energy here. Let's make plans. Let's make this night this, right? And commit to them. Maintain that trust. With the Six of Wands and the Knight of Cups in reverse, yeah, they don't feel like they're getting the recognition from you of the amount of love they're trying to give you. And to you, it might be like, whoa, like you're clinging, but they're doing it because that's what they want in return, and they don't know how to ask for it. I'm not saying it's an excuse because they need to learn how to ask for it, but that's the purpose of this. It's going to teach you both to really communicate differently. I won't be shocked if your finances feel like they're hitting a brick wall. It's because a part of you feels like you're not doing enough. You're not enough. And that's the trickle effect of this relationship, which is why they say our relationships affect our finances greatly. Because if we have this constant inner dialogue, oh, I'm not enough, or I never do enough, or I'm not a good partner, our self-worth starts to get hindered. And in turn, our belief of, well, I'm not deserving of wealth, I'm not deserving of love, starts to get reinforced. And so our self-worth is our glass ceiling, which is why it's important to pick partners or grow in partnership to the place that really supports each other's self-worth. um I feel like you're gonna kick them to the curb. I feel like you're reaching a breaking point and you're gonna kick them to the curb. I'm gonna be honest, you're not happy in the relationship because it's not allowing you to have the sense of freedom, because they're starting to constrict, and they're not seeing that. They're seeing that my need's not being met. You need to meet my need. And you're saying, well, I have needs too. We have to balance them, right? This is all about communication. It's all about communication. And I'm not gonna lie, they got a mouth on them, and it's almost like you do this, you do that, but they're not seeing themselves. Let's look at hostilities. I want to get one more on this actually. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, you're gonna sabotage the relationship because you just want to focus on your finances and your wealth and your success, and that's what makes you feel secure though, which a lot of people it does. Like a lot of people knowing that financially they're stable, they can support themselves, it's a very safe feeling, and we as humans need to feel safe and secure, right? And a lot of times people will argue, well, money doesn't make you feel safe and secure. Yeah, but knowing that you can provide for yourself and show up for yourself and give yourself the life that you want is what allows you to trust yourself and feel secure in yourself. It's not about the money. It's usually how we get there, right? What the money helps us have in our life. Um, yeah. So there's something with the money going on here, and you know that you're capable of doing it, but this relationship is really starting to take a toll on you. Yeah. And yeah, whew, you're a true pair. Oh my goodness. It's an overwhelming energy. You're both very practical, you're both very logical, but you're very emotionally detached when you get into these phases together. And it's sad because you like shut down your heart space and you're just like, I don't want to deal with the fighting. And this is like that avoidance, but I can understand it. This and that can coexist, right? I can understand the avoidance. I can understand the attachment from the other person. This is where that communication comes in, because it's really rooted in both of you having fear of conflict, fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, fear of not feeling safe. You're going to end the relationship and you're going to wonder, should I have done that? You're going to be looking towards this new life, and then you're probably going to go back to it with the 5 of Pentacles, and you're going to try to make an offer, like really review things with them, or vice versa, like energies can be reversed. But yeah, eventually you're going to come back together, but you guys both are going through this experience to understand that when you both get mentally overstimulated, or you start to not be able to see clearly because you're dysregulated in your nervous system, sitting in a lot of fear or insecurity or scarcity mindset or stress, overwhelm, just on overflow, right? Um, that's when you both get into these very sabotaging behaviors, right? Let's look at broken heart. I want one here. Yeah, 7 of Wands. I don't know if they're going to be very receptive to you. Yeah, because they're gonna, no, this is just silly. Okay. Your cycle together is not done. The form your relationship has taken is about to reach its breaking point, and it needs to. It needs to, because obviously this is not healthy. It's not healthy. You're like constricting one another or yourselves for the sake of the other. So it's going to challenge you to communicate differently. Feminine, passive aggressive, masculine, avoidant, very avoidant, and just not, does not share what they're feeling, or if they try to, it's very logical, right? It's not very vulnerable, emotional. It's like, hey, I'm feeling XYZ. They know how to go through the motions, but to actually allow themselves to be seen is the struggle, whereas the feminine is a button pusher, is what it feels like. I don't think that they're aware of that. I think that they think they talk in a really healthy way, but they don't, they struggle to reflect. So that's where you're butting heads. You're doing the same things in different forms, right? With the Hierophant and the Queen of Wands in reverse, I think the feminine's going to realize the manipulative behavior that they had when you do separate or take space from one another. They're gonna be like, oh my gosh, like I could definitely see how that was manipulative, or how that was kind of like rude or controlling of me to do, right? And so they're going to be reflecting on the cycle you two shared as well. With the pages in reverse, to me, are cards of reflection. So that the feminine's reflecting on the emotional self, you are reflecting on how the relationship was in regards to its stability, right? So reliability, security, support of one another, whether it be financial, emotional, material, doesn't matter. It's just talking about the foundation in general, right? And so you both are in this state of reflection. You're wanting a reconciliation. They don't want the cycle to be done, but the relationship is ending in that form. So let's look into them a little deeper. I think they're going to have a really big realization with the sun. It speaks to higher states of consciousness. Yeah. They're going to come back to this. You'll have a 10 of cups, but you both are still going to be struggling to know how to communicate. Like, how do we come back from this? Because what's happening is that you're shifting into divine love with one another, right? You're shifting to this place of like, okay, I really love you. I want to have this relationship with you, but it's challenging me to outgrow the old, right? To address my insecurities, 9 of Pentacles in reverse, and to be able to articulate that I do love you. I do want this. I want it to grow. And this is what I need. And what do you need? Okay, so they differ. How can we compromise? How can we meet each other's needs, or find new ways to have those needs met within our relationship, right? It's just the uncomfortable conversations. Yeah. Because the core of it all is that you both have had a history of imbalanced relationships and imbalance in masculine and feminine energy. With the Lovers in reverse, this is very like manipulative and or power struggle based relationships. And so that's why you have strength, the ego here. You're healing that, and that's why Temperance is your overall energy. The whole process is leading you to a deep sense of healing, so you can have this very stable new foundation together, where your heart spaces are both open and you're no longer blocking your heart space with the logical mind, the swords, right? I like it. I like it a lot. So let's look at the overall. You have the Fool on the overall, which I love. So you're going to have a new beginning. That, again, like we said, just challenges you both to open up and to move through the emotional body instead of the practical pentacles or the logical swords. Sorry, losing my voice. Bottom of the deck is the Hangman. Just surrender to the process. I know, way easier said than done, but as you surrender and you kind of allow yourself to flow through it, one, typically you experience less conflict. Typically, it's easier to get closer to resolution and you see things clearer because you're not attached to things. Attachment's rooted in the ego. Flow, acceptance, surrender is rooted in the higher self, right? Trusting in the universe, trusting yourself, trusting in the divine that all things will work out the way that they are meant to, the way that they are intended for your highest good, right? As they are and as they will. Okay, my dear. Let's get some final advice for you. And if you want a personal reading or Reiki session, you can book it down below through my website and description box. My background's also in biology and psychology. So if you're looking for a life coach or spiritual mentor, go ahead, check out my site down there. I service people globally for all of my services. Giraffe, it's time to stand out. And then you have Ascended Masters. You're setting towards your higher calling. The energy is intense. This shift is allowing you both to see yourself on much deeper levels, right? Yourselves. Yeah. Thank you. You're both going to see yourselves on a much deeper level, and in turn, you're going to know yourselves more instead of being attached to who you thought you were when you entered this relationship. And so it's going to help you embody your personal power, which seems to be the theme for the fire signs this week. Bottom of the deck is the joy guide. Lighten up, manifest through joy. This is what we were saying about learning to lean into joy, right? Don't be so fearful of losing somebody that you're going to squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Lean into the joy. Like, oh my God, that's great that they're putting in so much energy towards their goal. This is actually giving me space, me time to focus on something that serves me to my highest good as well, right? It's shifting that lens to seeing things through joy, through opportunity, versus internalizing it as a personal attack in some way, as if love's been taken from me, I need to get it back. It's more understanding, okay, they're focused on that. This is a great time for me to focus on my workout regimen or reading that book or starting that business or doing this project, right? Whatever it is. It's decision time. The choice is yours. This tells me that you both have the choice to embark on this healing. It is a free will choice, even though it's a destined relationship. So just keep that in mind. Choose to do the work for you. Don't choose to do the work because you want to be wanted or you want to be loved in this partnership. Choose to do the work because you know you're deserving of getting to know yourself and love yourself on a deep level. Okay, choose it for you. Okay, my dear, this is what I have for you. Check out my website down below for personal bookings. Again, I service globally, so regardless of where you're located, you can become a certified Reiki practitioner, get an energy healing session, getting a tarot reading, and or participate in coaching and mentoring with me. I also have an online tarot course. So if you want to learn how to read tarot, how to have a channel, how to read astrology, and understand a natal chart, go ahead, check out my website. That is a self-paced online course, so you get to do it at your own pace, on your own time, whenever, wherever. Okay, my dear? Like, share, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.